very keen young lad, Nigel Greenwood. Nigel's been another fella working under the wings, doing really cool things, experimenting with, among various other things, essential oils, really playing with diversity of species, and biologically farming. Also this year at the local A&P show took out the Premier Award for his wheat. Upon receiving that award, he then announced that it was actually a spray-free crop, and so much to people's shock and horror, was able to produce the award-winning Premier milling wheat crop at the local A&P show with spray-free wheat. I'd like to introduce Nigel Greenwood.
You don't realise how many people there are when you're actually at the front looking forward. Thank you, Jono. Yeah, so my name's Nigel Greenwood. I'm a local farmer. I've been in the area all my life. Fourth generation on the family farm, and I'm busy raising the fifth, hopefully. So I'm farming with my father in Leeston, a wee bit of land off him as well as leasing a farm off a retired farmer as well. So I'm farming 86 hectares in total. Yeah, keep me out of mischief. Ranges from sandy loams through to tight clays, so yeah, spreads the workload, different timings, different soils. So I started farming as a young fella as a carpet farmer, busy harvesting and cultivating my parents' lounge with my trusty little farm toys. Migrated to gate opener. Then after school I left the farm and I went to the mechanical engineering apprenticeship in Christchurch, and then after 5 years come back to the farm, help out, give mum a break. A couple of years in I took on growing fresh market carrots for supermarkets locally, well, South Island wide, and that was, yeah, fun business to have actually. Christchurch earthquakes ruined that for me, but yeah, I learned a lot growing carrots, and So during my time growing carrots, I went from full chemical through biological, and then after carrots I've grown cereal crops, arable cropping, and I now call myself a regenerative farmer. So I was biological up until a couple of years ago, but I found for me biological was just replacing one bag and bottle with another. I was trading, instead of using urea, I was using sulphate of ammonia, so I still had the bills, I still had to spend. And then I stumbled across sort of regenerative ag, where I started focusing on soil and letting soil microbes do a lot of the harvesting of these nutrients for me. And I'm starting to see the bills for fertiliser dropping. And I think I'm seeing the way forward. For the last 5 years I've been working towards going no-till, and I think I've got pretty close to that this year. A few photos rolling on behind me. I felt biological farming, I was waiting for something to happen. I was a reactive farmer. I think changing to regenerative, I think the system has built up a resilience, I suppose you'd say, and a lot of these problems haven't come forth. So I'll go backwards now. When I first started growing carrots, first thing I was told that 4-8 was my best friend, which is an organophosphate insecticide. Kills grass grub, kills carrot rust fly, aphids, and nearly killed myself actually. I ended up with non-contact vapour poisoning, shifting irrigation one day. And after that, I decided there must be a better way, and that led my researching into different things. So one day my son came home from school with head lice, and apparently tea tree oil is really good on head lice. It kills larvae and eggs. And I thought, oh, well, if it does that on a kid's head, why can't it work in an agricultural system? And it does. I could keep carrot fly and aphids off the carrot crop very successfully with tea tree oil, and it had fungicidal properties as well. So there I dropped fungicides and insecticides foliar. I'm still using 4-8 at planting for grass grub control. And so, 4-8 being, I couldn't even read a label on the drum without getting a headache. I pretty much desensitised myself to it. So, grass grub was next on my list, and I played with a lot of different recipes, different this, different that, and I actually stumbled across something that worked. Plugging away with it, using it quite successfully, and then with the help of Kip Ross and the team and Mark and the team at United Fisheries, we've actually now got a marketable product called Grub Zero. Well, almost marketable product. NPI are still asking some questions, but it's working. I think for me, not just with the poisoning, but for the whole ecological system of regenerative farming and farming in general, I think insecticides are probably the key thing to get out of the system. Once the insecticides are gone, like I've been about 7 years insecticide free, not including slow blade, you can actually walk into a crop and sit down and you actually kneel down and have a look at the ground, and there'll be 20 or 30 things crawling around on the ground, and none of them cause you a problem. Aphids are taken care of with beneficial insects and things like that. So I think, key driver for me is insecticide free. But for anyone looking at dropping insecticides, it's not just I'm not going to stop today. There's a lot of monitoring goes on, and that's where the essential oils come in for me. That was my transition period. So I was monitoring crops, yellow sticky traps and bits and pieces. And if I had a problem, I would treat it with peppermint oil, tea tree oil, worked really well, and they're cheap. Another thing I discovered while growing carrots, was kelp. So a few years in, I was using a liquid kelp product, which was commercially available, worked really well as a foliar applied. I think it ran into some political troubles and it disappeared. I never really got into the background of it. So farmed away for a while without kelp. Then I met Roger and Nikki Beattie at NZ Kelp, and I was back into a kelp supply. We conducted a few trials, a trial on the carrot that year, and the growth, well, it enhanced carrots full stop. Growth rate, colour, shelf life, weight. So yeah, key ingredient. So that was, last year of carrots was 2014. I grew them completely spray free. Due to the Christchurch earthquakes, the two main supermarket companies, chains in South Island, went direct to grower. I wasn't one of them, so I was on the outside, trying to sell a small amount of carrots through basically your independents. So I got sick of doing it for love, so I thought, well, there was got to be a point of difference. So I went spray free, trialled it 3 years running. Third year I went into the market and I said, look, I've been growing them spray free for 2 years. I said, this year I want a point of difference, I want a supermarket slot, and I got told to pull my head in and make that fella look bad. You're either organic or you're not. So I disheartened by that, I actually sold the gear. Gone. So 2014 was the last year of carrots for me. I think perhaps if I'd been doing that this year I might have got some traction. I was probably a couple of years too early, but it is what it is. So since the carrots I've been cropping. My two best friends are Biomarinus liquid fish fertiliser and NZ Kelp is kelp. I actually think, in my opinion, I actually think they are the missing link in modern agriculture. Disease suppression, growth rates, quality of and health of the food that we're eating needs to be, well, our health is dependent on the food we eat, and I think we need to stop with the killing and we need to start with promoting growth. So I grow malting barley, ryegrass, field peas, spray-free oats, clover and spray-free wheat. And for the last 5 years I've been working towards no-till. This last season I have been no-till. I managed to buy one Simon Osborne's earlier drills. And it's fitted into the system well, which means that I can now retain residues, I can drill through standing cover crops. I was limited before by my trusty Duncan renovator, which it's a good drill, but doesn't test bare ground pretty much. So yeah, for the last 3 years I've been growing spray-free wheat. It's certified spray-free wheat for the Farmers Mill in Timaru. I've been growing that through PGG Wrightson's. They have a range, I think it's called their Pioneer Flour, which is spray-free, which is available nationwide. So yeah, it's a fun crop to grow, it's challenging, but once you get into it, it's actually pretty easy. So the first 2 years yielded 8 tonne, and I was getting $130 premium over conventional, and I didn't need 12 tonne to make money. I didn't need, so it was actually my most profitable crop and most satisfying for those first 2 years. Urea-wise, those two crops had around 130 kilos urea, and 8 tonne was the yield. No disease, because there's a disease inspection pre-harvest, and costs range from 22 to 29%, so there is money in it. The season just gone, with having no-chill drill, I was able to plant my wheat into a cover crop. It is rolling in behind me. I also companion planted it with bursting clover and phacelia. I think the slugs got the bursting clover because it struck so quick, and slugs are still my bugbear. So I planted it into a ryegrass red clover cover crop, which was desiccated. Crop grew well. There was a few weeds there early on. Fat hen was probably one of the early weeds, but it never grew any more than about 4 inches high. Never, I don't know, didn't like something, whether it was the companion. But the only bugbear I had with the companion cropping was the bee stings while shifting irrigation. The phacelia, the bees really loved. The paddock was, it was alive, it was great. This year's crop only went 6 tonne, and the margin wasn't quite as big this year between conventional and spray-free, but cost was still only 33% of production. So still profitable, but not my most profitable crop this year. No disease in the crop at all, so there was no fungicides used. And I attribute that to the health of the plant. So I was leaf testing, making sure the micronutrients were where they were meant to be at the right levels, and the kelp and the fish, I think, were part of the driver too. So post-harvest there was red clover and phacelia growing under the wheat, and the lambs quite enjoyed that. So for me, take home, for anyone looking at changing system to a regenerative system, biological system, I would say start the soil test. The calcium-magnesium ratio, I know the ratio system, the Albright system's had a hiding over years, but I think for the soil to be a good home for the microbes, I think the calcium-magnesium ratio has to be right, and I'm not going to go into that. If you want to, there's plenty of people that can tell you about that. But use a spade, get out there, get to know your soil. You own plenty of it. Get to know it. Another big thing for me is dropping insecticides. I think they are the root of all evil. David Longley said something or other when he was talking about nuclear free, that there's about necessary evils. Well, it is necessary. Why is it necessary if it's so evil? But you can't drop it cold turkey. Be monitoring. So yellow sticky traps are available. I think most farm stores will have them on the shelves. Be in the paddock, walk it, look it, get to know the crop you're growing. Don't just plant it and wait for harvest time. Get yourself a bricks meter. So Simon alluded to this as well. That's one of these. Viticulturalists use it to tell them when the sugars are up in their grape vines, in their grapes for harvest. Use this plant sap. If your plant sap's over about 12 on the bricks meter, bugs can't eat it. They can't digest sugars. So healthy crop, no bugs. Companion planting is another big thing, and also cover crops. Plant nutrition, I think, is the key to Also, there's another key. N, P, K and S are not, they grow plants, but they don't grow healthy plants. There's a whole range of micronutrients behind the scenes. An $80 leaf test from Hills will tell you what's there, and it's easy treated after that. Next thing for me is superphosphate. I don't think it has a place in modern agriculture, and I think an Olsen P soil test, if you're being sold superphosphate on an Olsen P soil test, someone that's farming you, find a different soil test or find a different recommendation. Open your mind. What do you believe? A clean crop isn't necessarily a healthy crop. As Simon's slides showed, there is a lot of benefit in cover cropping and companion planting. And get out and talk to people. Don't be scared. There's plenty of people doing stupid things, and we're all happy to share what stupid things we're doing. So thank you.
We've got a couple of text questions through for Nigel. One of them being, Nigel, with regards to the variety of your wheat.
Census. That variety is a fast maturing variety, so we're planting late into the spring, so mid-October. Beat the weeds and the diseases, and it seems to be performing very well. It's a nice red wheat. That's actually the sample from the show that I won the cups. So if you want to have a look, it's there. Another resource, actually, I meant to point out was this. It's a wee book that was sponsored by Plant and Food in DuPont, but Abby Horrocks, I think, is in the room from the farm. She's actually a co-author. It goes through and lists all the bugs that can be in your crops, a lot of them, and the beneficials. I believe it's being reproduced soon, so there will be copies available somewhere. But it's must have for your ute. So know what you're looking at, why you're looking at it.
There was another text question through with regards to the application timing of the kelp and the biomarinas.
Key growth stages. So I'll do a leaf test at about 4 or 5 inches, about that sort of growth stage 15 to 20. It'll go on then as well with any micronutrients that I need to correct. And then again around that growth stage 30, 31, stem elongation, wait ready for seed set. So get in early, get the seed that is being set up and running, and then again to get the plant healthy when you are for elongation.
Cool. I'm going to hit Nigel with one question for myself, and then I'm going to open the room up. Nigel, what's it been like for you going from the way things were very conventional to starting to innovate for yourself, but on your own, and then becoming part of a wider community doing cool things? How's that been for you?
I don't like talking in groups like this, but I really enjoy talking to people. I think the group thing's been great because it actually networks people that are doing stupid things that shouldn't be working.
Yeah. What does your wife call us?
We're a geek group. We're a bunch of geeks doing geek things. So, for me, I'm a happy farmer. I enjoy what I'm doing. I'm loving the challenges. I think the thing that I don't like is just the mundane, the treadmill. So get out of it. Yeah, get off the treadmill. Have some fun. Mix it up. Get your neighbours talking. Who cares?
It's a bit of fun, right? So, questions for Nigel?
You just need to get together and market the spray free in bulk,
It's coming.
It's coming?
Watch this space.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Heaps of people are looking for it.
Yeah. Watch this space.
Yeah, the influence of molasses on your bricks and its effect on the microbes and fungi, beneficial, negative, nice and cheap. What's your feedback?
So the effect of molasses on a plant, relation to bricks and plant health. I I use a wee bit of molasses. I use it more to promote soil bacteria and residue digestion. I don't actually use it as a foliar, so yeah, I haven't done a lot of work with that, so I'm not sure.
So with that, Dennis, you want to get interested in having a play yourself, get one of those reflectometers, get out there and test before you apply these things and go away, say 40 minutes after a foliar application, you want to see an increase in that bricks level. And my experience with the molasses is it's great for...
Bricks meter there, that's what you're looking for in a bricks meter.
It's great for lifting bricks, but I've always used it in conjunction with likes of an EMNZ product or a Roger BT Calc or a Biomarinas. It's also a chelator, I believe. When is that correct? It's a chelator, and it can be used as a buffer to buffer other minerals and elements.